And salutations, I'm Gil.
And I'm Gil, and this is Strategic Prepper.
All right, welcome everybody. It's a brand new year. It is 2022. Thank you. I'm getting old. I'm forgetting what year it is. Oh gosh, 21 went by so fast. It's just amazing. And actually, it's not quite 22 because this is Thursday, and 22 will be what, Saturday? So we're almost there. All right, but one thing that Gil and I want to talk to you guys about, and that is New Year's resolution, because hey, New Year in just a couple of days. Now, is there anything special about the New Year's? Why are we picking resolutions? Well, you and I talked about this. It's not that there's anything special with January 1, but it's always good to reassess where we're at, reassess our skills, knowledge, abilities, gear, reassess our goals. And that's why we like January 1st, because everyone does it, New Year's resolutions. So we're reassessing our goals, and I imagine you've done the same thing.
Yeah. New Year's always a good time to do it. Everyone's doing it, so it makes it kind of easy.
Yeah, kind of hard to overlook it.
Yeah.
It's a great reminder. And of course, hopefully people reassess more frequently than that. But so we're here to talk to you about New Year's resolutions. One thing that we both agree on is when it comes to prepping goals, they should be balanced. You guys hear us talk about this over and over. You know, why is balance important?
Yeah, you're trying to avoid having any big gaps, you know.
Yep.
That's pretty common. So yeah, it is easy to get overzealous and on the things that you like to do, but yeah, like for me, I don't have to focus on the tactical stuff as much anymore. I'm pretty good in that area. There's a couple small improvements. Trying to train with more people, small unit stuff. So a lot of the individual based stuff I'm pretty good at.
I would say you are, yes.
It'll be a bit before all my other things. You know, we talk about the concentric circles and everything moving to the next level at the same time. It'll be a while before everything else gets to the same levels where my tactical stuff is out.
So you're going to focus on other things.
Yeah, because it's high dollar items now on the tactical that I don't have.
Yeah.
And it'll be a while before everything else is to the same level to where I can justify spending the money.
Right. But how about for our subscribers here and our viewers? What are some type of things, some areas that they may want to consider?
For tactical?
No,
specifically?
For in general for New Year's resolution. For one, I would, especially with food prices going up, I would use this as an opportunity to reassess your food plan, your food storage, and your food preservation. Just take a look at your whole food situation and see if there's an opportunity there to have a New Year's resolution. So that's one thing I would say to focus on. How about you?
Yeah, I'm trying to think that my mind just went blank. But yeah, the food preservation.
Well, while you think,
yeah,
I've got another one. We've got the inflation going on. So I would say take a look at your financial situation. You've heard us say this. Lots of people are saying this, so we're not unique in this. Although there's some aspects that we are pretty unique. But take a look at your financial situation. Reduce debt where you can. Pull some money out of the bank, but come up with a goal that would help you be more self-reliant on the financial side. Help you to be prepared in the case of maybe a bank closure or some monetary crisis, so that you're not relying on the system, that you can be independent of that. Yes, that includes gold, silver, or whatever. I think it also includes having a reserve of cash at home, secure, of course. And I would look at where you're at and see where you can improve on that. So I think that'd be a good resolution.
Yeah, identifying areas that you lack training is a good. That's always, I like to do it at the beginning of the year, but that's always a good thing to do, whether it's medical, tactical, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, looking at what training's available. Typically, training companies will release their, naturally the 2022 schedule, typically in late 2021, and so that's a pretty good time to, because a lot of these classes will fill up. So if you wait till the end of the year, let's say you save some money, then it's October, November, and you're ready to take a class. Typically, if you haven't signed up a few months ahead of time, they're already full. So right now is a pretty good time to do that. probably most people need to work on forming groups.
Well, back on the training, if
Yeah.
I can. One thing that Gil and I have been talking about, and this is one of my resolutions. I'm going to jump ahead to a resolution because it ties into what you said, right? One of my resolutions for 2020 is for Strategic Prepper to have developed and deliver an online program to help you with your self-assessment and your broad-based development plan. So we've got a good system. We want to put that in a training format, and one of my goals is to have that ready sometime in 22. And we hear the dogs are greeting the neighbor's dog. All right, so you were
What was I saying?
I don't
Oh,
remember.
groups. Yeah,
Groups.
that's probably the hardest thing, and it takes a lot of time and investment. But yeah, you want to start trying to build groups sooner rather than later.
Yeah, just get to know people. I mean, I have met people that are somewhat like-minded. We're not in any group, but we're in general vicinity of each other, and I'm getting to know people. I'm obviously, you guys know, I'm new to Western Tennessee, and so I'm having to meet people all over again. And I am meeting some people, and some of them are part of a group, some are not part of a group. But very important, take this time while we still have peace.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that will last. Every country on this earth has had, every empire has lost that peace at some point, and I don't know that we're going to be any different. And if you're watching this, you probably agree with me. So we expect things. We also have a video coming up on our concerns coming into 22, and we'll talk a little bit more in depth on that. But this is, like you said, this is the time to reach out and form groups. So some goal for 2022 in those lines would be great.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. And so as far as resolutions go, like for me, and I guess real quick, for some reason you just reminded me of the conversation we had earlier. We're still somewhat in the golden age of firearms ownership, right? So, and we're kind of at the tail end, I think, of the golden age. The real golden age was 5 to 10 years ago. And maybe even before that. I mean, you could get, we're talking about SKSs and AKs, they're pretty cheap. Maybe about 5 years ago, I mean, ammo prices were at their lowest they've ever been, right? You could get 1,000 rounds of 5.56 for 30 cents a round, 28 cents a round free shipping sometimes, 17 cents a round for 9mm, AR-15s for $450. So, with that being said, like with me, I'm not focused on the tactical, but I'm still continuing. Like I saw a deal on AR hex mags, 30-round mags for $6. So I bought 4 of them, right? I'm still continuing to trickle in buying ammunition. They're available. They're not cheap, but they're not crazy expensive, because I do think that's one of those things, not in the future, and probably not that far in the future, we're going to look back at right now in the last 10 years and laugh about how available and how cheap things were.
Right.
So I think that is something to always keep burning, especially for me, since I'm kind of into that stuff. Just continue to squirrel away, that kind of stuff. But back onto my actual 2022, I plan on having a proper rainwater catchment system up and running by the end of the year. I want one that, I don't know how much water I want to store. If you saw my property update video, I'm going to talk about that. I don't know, anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 gallons perhaps. I've got to do some research and do some math and figure out how much I really should have. Something like that. I've got an area that I plan as my main food production, and so I want that prepared, and I'm not going to grow the whole plot, but a percentage of it.
So along those lines, one thing I'd like to share with you guys, as far as goals that work, and we're not being too specific here on purpose, right? But one thing that we have found, based on our career and working with companies to help set goals, is there's certain things that help goals to be effective. And one is that you have to be specific. I want to accomplish this this specific thing, not general. I want to get in better shape. Okay, specific. I want to be able to run 5 miles. I want to lose 40 pounds. Those are more specific goals. You want to be specific in your prepping goals. That will help you to achieve them. They also have to be measurable. I want to be a better prepper. You can't measure that. How do you know you win or you lose?
Yeah.
You don't.
Well, and then what happens is you make some progress, and well,
I did it.
I did it.
I'm good.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And so I've got to. Yeah. So
they have to be achievable,
Yeah. Yeah.
realistic, and time-based. That's SMART acronym.
Yeah.
SMART. SMART.
Yeah.
So,
And so I got all that for mine.
Right.
Like with the food, I'm not going to get in detail, but I've got very specific
And-
plans on what I want to do.
in one of mine, I have very specific security upgrades to my property that I want to accomplish. I know what they are. I know the timeline I want to do this on.
Yeah, me too.
Obviously, you know, I'm not going to openly share that, but we're trying to give you guys an idea. Use this time. This is a great time to reassess because it's culturally expected. It's culturally normal for us to do this with our lives. So as preparedness-minded people, readiness-minded people, take advantage of that cultural norm and set up these SMART goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-based.
Yep.
And use those goals. And so that's a couple of mine.
Well, another one talking about going back is I plan on paying off my vehicle, and then I'll be debt free.
Yeah.
Other than, well, I'll have the mortgage. Like
And,
that.
and one thing that you have probably heard a lot, and we actually didn't talk about yet, so I'm going to throw this at you, surprise, that I always like to do when I had people working for me. I always like to include this every year in annual goals and all this, a stretch goal.
Oh, yeah.
Something that meets the SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, et cetera, but is going to be tough to do. Still achievable, but you're going to have to really work. So for me, just based on everything going on, a SMART goal for me that I've got for 22 is to build and get fully functional an above ground tornado/food shelter building. I don't know if I'm going to have the resources. I'm not sure how I would be able to manage that, but I do think that if I put my mind to it, that it will be achievable. So that is my stretch goal for 22, and I highly recommend that you guys come up with several goals and at least one stretch goal. Now that I surprised you, did you come up with any?
Stretch goal?
Yeah.
Probably paying off the phone order is going to be a stretch goal.
Yeah.
Because with the home repair projects being more expensive than I expected, that could be one. I don't know. I'll have to think.
And getting out of debt is important. Paying off debt.
Yeah, because we'll have to dedicate it. It'll be the stretch part will be using the money every month to pay that off instead of using it for preps. That'll be hard because I'll have the cash. Cash will be flowing out of my budget that I could be using to make stuff. Yeah, that'll probably, because originally the plan was to have it done by springtime, and that's not going to happen. So,
Right.
so by end of the year, I should be able to do that.
That's a good goal.
Yeah.
All right. So we hope we gave you guys some ideas. We shared a little bit vaguely on what we're doing with goals, and hopefully we'll give you guys some ideas. It's a great time to do it. This could be a great year for us in the preparedness community. We've got a lot of things going on for us. There are some risks, which on one hand, they test our systems. On the other hand, they allow us to share with our friends and family members the other risks, because people are starting to see that used to think we're all crazy. They're starting to see that, you know what, we're not really that crazy because the things we talk about have been happening. I mean, heck, you're just gonna have to watch our risks to see what the actual politicians are talking about. It's crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But it's not crazy because it's real. So,
Yeah.
great time. 22 is going to be a great year for those of us who have friends, close friends, family that we're trying to help to get a little better prepared. We also have a video to help you on how to work that in. So, anything else?
That's about it.
All right. So, we hope you guys have a happy new year. We hope you have a great new year, and stay safe and stay prepared.